The film begins in a maternity hospital, and Father Harry is annoyed when he knows that he had a daughter because he wished to have a son, and is shocked by the new child's expenses because he is stingy and does not like to be paid. They put their daughter, who was just born, in the trunk alone, and Harry's driving was so bad that the people of the area were running away from him when they saw him. The child was swinging in the box, and Harry and Xenia arrived at their house and forgot the child in the car, and they had not yet realized that their daughter was born with rare and exceptional abilities. They call the girl Matilda, and they were always neglected to raise and care for her. When Matilda reached the age of 2, she learned alone many things ahead of her age, such as knowing how to wash her face and wear her clothes and shoes. And every morning, her brother Michael goes to school and Harry goes to work. And Mother Xenia goes out with her friends, and they leave Matilda alone. But Matilda knew how to take care of herself, and she was making herself breakfast using kitchen utensils. When she was 4 years old, she had read all the magazines in the house, although she had not yet entered school. One day she asked her father for a book, but Harry refused and said to her, "Why do you want a book and the TV is there?" Then Matilda realized that she was different from her family, and that anything she wanted had to get herself. After the whole family went out in the morning, I took out the number guidebook and looked for the library address. When she got there, she met the employee Phipps and suggested that she give her children's books, but Matilda refused and said she knew what she wanted. Since that day, Matilda has been out of the house every day, goes to the library and reads books. Phipps noticed that Matilda finished a large number of books in a short time, so she began to observe her in surprise at this child's actions. Then she told her that she could give her the library card to take the books with her home so she wouldn't have to come to the library every day. Matilda agreed and took several books and began to educate herself, and her mind was growing day by day. She remained that way until she was 6.5 years old, and her parents never noticed that Matilda read every day. She was annoyed when she saw children her age playing with their parents, but reading was the thing that gave her pleasure and entertainment. Once Harry entered her room and was surprised by how many books she had, and said to her, "How can a girl of your age read all these books?" Matilda said to him, "I'm 6:30, and I'm supposed to be in school now, like the rest of the students my age." Harry took the book from her and threw it, then took it to her mother, and even the mother thought that Matilda was 4 years old, because they neglected her. Matilda felt upset with them, and her brother Michael was throwing marshmallow candy at her, so Matilda sat alone crying, and wished she had friends like the ones she read about. And Matilda was about to discover a new superpower she had. At that time, Harry returns home happy because he sold all the cars that were in his showroom, and Michael orders to calculate the total profits he made that day, and dictates to him the price of each car he bought and how much he sold. Matilda enters and says the total profits after calculating it very quickly, so they are surprised by her and make sure that her calculation is correct. But Harry suspects that Matilda made a trick, and tells her that if he finds out that she is cheating on him, he will punish her. From Harry's words, Matilda understood the meaning of punishment, and decided to punish her father because he treated her badly. She enters her father and mother's room while they are asleep, takes the oil bottle that he puts in his hair and empties it, instead puts her mother's hair dye, then quickly returns the bottle to its place before the alarm bell rings, and then she hides without Harry noticing her. In the morning, Harry puts a bottle of oil on his hair, and orders Michael to come with him to work that day. After he comes out of the bathroom, his hair has turned yellow, and Matilda hides her laugh, while Michael and Xenia are shocked, and Harry screams when he sees his hair in the mirror. He has to put on a hat to hide his hair, and he also takes Matilda with him to work. It is clear that the police are watching Harry because he trades in non-original car parts. Harry and his sons arrive at the store, telling them that he sells non-original spare parts as original, and raises their price a lot. Gum is also used to stick spare parts together because it's much cheaper. But Matilda tells him that this is cheating for customers, and Harry replies that the important thing is to get the money. It also reduces the number of kilometers recorded in the car so that it looks like it has not been used much and that its engine is in good condition. Matilda didn't like what was going on, but he told her that she was a stupid girl and didn't understand anything, and that he was much smarter than her. Matilda decides to take revenge on him again, putting the glue in his hat until it sticks to his head. And then Xenia comes and tells them that she invited them to lunch. They all get in the car and head to the restaurant. When they come in, Harry is asked to take off the hat, but he can't take it off. Xenia tries to take it off forcefully. Harry screams and people look at them, while Matilda is happy with what is happening. By mistake, Zinnia falls on another table, so there is a disturbance in the place. When they return home, Xenia has to cut the hat, and part of it remains glued to his hair, so Harry is very angry. Then they sit down to watch TV, and Harry orders Michael and Matilda to turn off the lights. Michael obeys, but Matilda doesn't turn off the light because she was reading a book. Harry gets angry and turns off the light by himself, takes the book from her and tears it up and forces her to sit and watch TV like them. Matilda feels very sad and looks at the TV with anger, and suddenly the TV explodes and breaks. None of them understands why, and they don't yet know that it was Matilda who accidentally destroyed him. Then the principal of a school named Agatha comes to buy a car from Harry. She tells him that her school is a model of discipline. There are no naughty students, and that if he has undisciplined children, he can send them to her school. Harry tells her that his daughter Matilda really needs to go to her school and offers to sell her the car at a discount in exchange for accepting Matilda in school. You agree with that and buy the car. Harry then tells Matilda that she will go to school, so she is very happy and hugs him. The next day she wears beautiful clothes and takes care of herself, because she loves to study, and she imagined that the school is a beautiful place full of trees. But she is shocked when she sees the real shape of the school and sees the children acting in a chaotic way, yet she tells herself that any school is better than nothing. When the principal appears, everyone is afraid of her, because she always has a stick in her hand. Matilda is also afraid of her, and then meets two girls named Lavender and Hortensia. Matilda asks them if the manager is hitting with a stick, and they tell her that the manager does things worse than beating. The day before I caught a boy because he ate candy in class, so I lifted him and threw him out the window. They also tell her that the manager was playing Olympic, games such as throwing, iron ball and using a hammer, and the harshest punishment she has is a room called Choki's room, which is a dark room with a bad smell, and its door is full of nails, so that no one tries to escape from it. Matilda is afraid of what she hears. At that time, the principal sees a girl named Amanda who has left her hair long, so she orders her to change her hairstyle before she comes to school the next day. When Amanda refuses, the manager grabs her by her hair and turns it in the air, and then throws her into the garden. After that, all students are ordered to enter the classes. But Matilda's teacher, whose name is Honey, was completely different from the principal, because she treated all the students kindly. She welcomes Matilda and asks the students to treat her kindly and help her because she is a new student. Then she tells her that she will review with her everything that the students have studied before, and that it is normal that she does not understand everything quickly because she is new in class, but if she knows the answer, she should raise her hand. And then you start reviewing the multiplication table with the students, and they all memorize it. But when I asked them a difficult question, no one answered, while Matilda answered immediately. Teacher Honey is surprised, and when she calculates the process, she finds that Matilda's answer is correct. She asks her how she knew the answer, and Matilda says that she read a book in mathematics and that she likes to read about everything. Teacher Honey admires Matilda's intelligence and goes to the director Agatha's office to talk to her about her. She tells her that Matilda is a very smart girl who can solve complex calculations, and that she thinks it's better to study with older students. But the manager misunderstands her words and thinks that Honey can't deal with Matilda, and that she wants to get rid of her. She thinks of locking Matilda in Choki's room if she causes any problem. Honey tries to explain to her that she misunderstood it, but the manager doesn't give her a chance to speak. At the end of the school day, Matilda returned home, and she wanted to tell her mother what happened to her at school. But her mother was talking to her friend on the phone and did not care about what she was saying, but closed her ear so she would not hear it. In the evening, Teacher Honey comes to Matilda's house. Harry thinks that Matilda made a problem at school, so he yells at her and orders her into her room, and he wanted to close the door because he wanted to watch TV. But Honey tells him if the TV is more important to him than his daughter, he doesn't deserve to be a father. Then she's allowed to enter. Honey starts talking to Matilda's family, telling them that their daughter is very smart, and that if she gets a proper education, she may enter university in a few years. But Matilda's family doesn't care about her words. Xenia says that education is not the most important thing in life, and that she cares more about her form than her interest in studying, and yet she has a beautiful home and a family. Harry says many college graduates don't get good jobs. Honey replied that when they get sick, they go to the doctor, and the doctor himself graduated from university. Then Honey realizes that she will not be able to convince this family, and before she leaves a book for Matilda. Matilda loved this school very much. The next day, Principal Agatha gathered all the students because she wanted to punish a student named Bruce because he ate from the principal's cake that was in the kitchen. She forces him to sit in front of everyone to eat the whole cake. The students thought the cake was poisoned, but Bruce eats it and nothing happens to him. The manager then takes out a bigger cake tray and asks him to eat it all too. Bruce is shocked because he can't eat all that. But he had no other choice, so he has to eat even though he was already full. And it was a harsh punishment for him so that he doesn't eat from the manager's cake again. Bruce gets tired of eating a lot, but Matilda and the rest of the students encourage him to continue. So he is already encouraged and eats the whole cake and then celebrates with the students. So Agatha gets angry with what the students did and orders them to stay after school for 5 hours. In the evening, when Matilda returned home, she saw the police at the house. So she went in and told her father and mother about it. But as usual, they did not pay attention to her words. Then, while the students were on an expedition, Lavender found a liquid and decided to keep it. Then Agatha gets angry with Matilda because her father sold her a scrap car, so she decides to punish her and enter Chucky's room. Meanwhile, Honey was changing Amanda's hairstyle because Agatha was coming to class, and Lavender was putting the lizard in Agatha's jug, while Honey was arranging the shape of the class. Then Agatha enters them, and Lavender offers her the jug and the glass of water. And Honey is surprised by Matilda's absence. So Lavender tells her that she is locked up. Honey comes out of class and goes to free Matilda and takes her back to class. At that time, Agatha was holding a child by his legs and pouring water for herself. So the liquid went down in the cup, and the children laughed when she drank from the cup. But she did not pay attention to the liquid and was surprised by what they were laughing at. Then she looks at the cup and is shocked when she sees the liquid and suspects that Matilda is the one who put her in the cup and that she is trying to take revenge on her. But Matilda tells her that she did not do so, but Agatha does not believe her and decides to punish her. Matilda feels upset and looks at the cup angrily. So the cup starts to move, then falls and the lizard flies towards Agatha. She is terrified because she suffers from a phobia of lizards, and the students laugh hysterically. Agatha manages to get rid of the liquid miraculously, then yells at Matilda and tells her that she is the reason, but Honey defends her. After that, Agatha tells the students that she watches them all day, and that those who will act wrong will be punished and then leave the class. And here Matilda realizes that she has superpowers, because this is the second time she has focused on something strongly and then moved. And Lavender thanks her for hiding her secret. After class, Matilda tells Honey about her superpowers, and tells her that she was the one who dropped the cup. Then she again tries to drop the cup with her eyes, but nothing happens. Honey suggests that she come home after school, and Matilda agrees. After the shift is over, Matilda asks her, "Do you believe that I can move things?" Honey tells her that she herself has to believe all the strength inside her. And they pass in front of Manager Agatha's house, and Matilda wonders why there is a swing in her house. Honey tells her that she lived in that house when she was young, and that she lived in a beautiful house, but when she was 2 years old, her mother died, and when she was 5 years old, her father died mysteriously, and she had to be raised by her aunt Agatha, and she treated her harshly. But when she grew up and started working, she decided to live alone, left her house, pictures, memories and games, and Agatha refused to give her her toys. Then she tells her that she tells her all this because her family doesn't appreciate her. But one day, everything will change. Matilda feels hopeful in her words. Then you enter Honey's house and sit together, and Honey continues her words and says that she loves children, so she chose the teaching profession, and that education is a very important thing in life. Matilda tells her that she is a very brave character, and that she thought that adults were not afraid of anything. Honey replied that adults are afraid just like children, and then she goes in front of Agatha's house again, and he sees her preparing her things because she is going to training. Then you get in the car and go, Matilda tells Honey that they have to enter the house to retrieve their toys and things. At first, Honey refuses, but Matilda encourages her to agree. So they enter the house together. At the same time, Agatha's car breaks down on the road, so it returns home. While Honey was in her old house, she missed him so much, and she saw her father's chocolate box. So she remembered how he was feeding her from her. And since her father died, she has never eaten that chocolate because Agatha was preventing her. Then they go upstairs and enter the old Honey room and see the picture of Magnus, Honey's father, and Matilda suspects that Agatha killed Magnus to get the whole house for herself. Then they are shocked when they hear Agatha's voice in the house, and they see her screaming at Harry Matilda's father because she sold her a scrap car. Agatha notices that the chocolate box has moved from its place, so she understands that someone entered the house. Honey and Matilda are afraid that they will be revealed, so Honey orders Matilda to escape from the kitchen door. Matilda actually goes to the kitchen, but Agatha was approaching her, so Honey tries to make sounds to draw Agatha's attention away, but Matilda makes a sound from the kitchen by mistake, so Agatha stops. Matilda then discovers that the door she was going to run away from is locked. Agatha goes to the kitchen, but she doesn't find anyone. But she feels that someone is hiding under the table, and she was about to discover the presence of Matilda, but Matilda hid smartly in the ceiling of the table. When Agatha lifted the lid, she found no one. As for Honey, she goes to open the door and then closes it, and Agatha rushes to catch up with the person she thinks has gone out, then returns to smell someone who went upstairs, so she goes upstairs. Then Honey goes down to the kitchen and takes Matilda. Then they enter the basement, but they find his door locked. Unfortunately, Agatha was coming after them, but at the last minute they ran away from the window there. Agatha goes crazy and breaks the lock of the basement door and tries to catch up with them, while Matilda and Honey hide in the middle of the planting, and Agatha gets angry because she couldn't find them. Matilda says that she has never felt such horror in her whole life, and then says that this woman is not fit to be a children's manager, and that she will come back again to take Honey's toy. But Honey asks her not to come to that house again. So Matilda agrees and promises her that when Matilda returns home, she finds her mother sitting with the police officers. Because Zinnia thought they were delegates, Harry then comes in and kicks off the officers and gets angry with his wife for treating guests better than him. Matilda tells them these are police officers, but Harry yells at her and asks her to keep quiet. Matilda gets angry and looks at the door with concentration, and notices that he is starting to move. Then her father yells at her again. She gets angry and focuses her eyes hard on the door, and to surprise, she closes the door and closes with the latch. Then Matilda is completely convinced that she has superpowers, and that when she gets angry and focuses on something, she can move it out of place. She decides to start practicing her strength to learn how to move things with her eyes. She remembers the times when her family and the manager were screaming and treating her badly, so that she angered her and could activate her superpowers. And we see her move the spoon and the milk can with her eyes, eat by herself without moving, and exert her strength on all the things in the house. She rejoices because she is able to use her strength better than before, and takes advantage of her parents' absence from home to do whatever she wants. Then you notice that police officers enter the garage of the house even though they do not have a search permit, and they take advantage of Harry's non-existent and have a camera with them to film non-original spare parts. But Matilda moved with her eyes the box they wanted to search, then confronted them and told them that they were searching without permission, and that this was illegal, and that she read that such behavior could lead to them being fired from work or to be jailed. They tell her that her father is the one who will go to prison, and that she will enter the orphanage. When Matilda saw that there was no point in talking to them, she moved their car with her eyes, and I took advantage of their busyness in the car and stole the tapes they photographed from them, and then threw them in the trash. At night she had a very important thing, which was to return the honey toy from Agatha's house. Then she arrives at Agatha's house, and the wind at that time was strong, so she sneaks in and sees her busy with her training tools. Matilda then climbs up at the window of Honey's room, moving Honey's toy until she reaches her using her superpower, after she got her coming down the ladder, but her hair tie is attached to the tree. Then you decide to move the chocolate and take it. Agatha feels that there is someone outside the house, but Matilda hides from her and moves the clock and the chair on which Agatha sits. So Agatha is surprised and does not understand what is going on. Matilda then controls the power cords, so the electricity is cut off and returns repeatedly. It did not stop there, but opened all the windows, and took down a picture of Agatha and threw it away, and put in its place the image of Magnus, Honey's father. Agatha is terrified, and Matilda's goal was to make her feel that the ghost of Magnus refuses to be at home. Then she is satisfied with that and leaves, while Agatha is at the peak of horror. She goes out of the house and gets in her car, but Matilda's hair tie reaches her, suspecting that one of the students is the one who does these jokes with it. And the next day at school she gives Matilda to Honey, her toy, and a piece of chocolate. But Agatha suddenly enters them and tells Honey that she will visit her class that day. Matilda had a specific plan, so Honey asks some questions about her father. Honey was thinking of putting the game back in Agatha's house because she was afraid that Agatha would notice her absence, and she tells Matilda that she asked her not to enter that house. But Matilda calms her down and tells her not to worry Everything will be fine. And then she tells her that she did not enter the house in the first place, but took the game using her superpowers. At first, Honey doesn't believe her words. So Matilda proves that to her, and things move in front of her in class. So Honey is surprised and believes that she has a superpower. Seconds later, Agatha enters the class, orders all the students to stand in front of her, and then tells them that a child came to her house last night, and she is sure that he is one of them, and that this tie fell from him. She was very suspected that the actor was Matilda, so she grabbed her by the neck. But Matilda controls the chalk and writes on the board, as if Magnus, Honey's father, is the one who writes and orders Agatha to return the house to Honey, then leave the city and never return. Otherwise, he will meet her the same fate he met. Agatha is very terrified of this talk, and then she is attacked by the pieces of chalk, and all the children laugh at her. Then she loses consciousness and falls to the ground. And when the students approach her, she wakes up and grabs a child and lifts him high, and then throws him out the window. But Matilda controls the child and returns him and makes him sign Agatha. Matilda continues to use her power, making Agatha look like a monster in front of students. Then Agatha sees Lavender in front of her and tries to hold her, but Matilda saves Lavender, and Agatha hits the door. Matilda's colleagues rejoice at what happened to her, and they start throwing food at her. Agatha is shocked because all the school students gathered to throw food at her, and they never had mercy on her. Then she gets in her car and runs away from them, and since that day, she has not returned to school again. Thus, Matilda used her power like superheroes and used it for good, not in evil. Honey returns to her father's house, and Matilda constantly visits her. But Xenia comes to take Matilda, because they were going to move to another country after the police were chasing Harry to take his course to justice. Matilda didn't want to leave Hooni, but they tell her that Hooni doesn't want an annoying girl like her. She enters Honey and says she wants Matilda because she is a smart girl and she loves her. Matilda then asks Honey to adopt her, and it turns out that she has prepared the adoption papers and asks her father and mother to sign them. Harry was in a hurry, so he decided not to think too much. Xenia says she can never understand it, and so they sign and abandon Matilda. And this was perhaps the first time they did something in favor of Matilda. Matilda is very happy, and they say to her and then leave. Since that time, Matilda's life has improved and become beautiful, and I realized that life can be fun. Honey became the principal of the school, and they were having a good time together. The most beautiful thing about this story is that Matilda and Honey got the thing they needed, which is the happy family. And here we have reached the end of the movie. Don't forget to like if you like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you like this type of videos and you want it to continue.